I'm going to build a Minecraft house out of only functional blocks. Now, I know there could be a debate for what could be considered a functional block in this game, but fortunately for me, I'm not the one who has to decide that, because Minecraft does it for me. If I just open the creative menu here, you can just go under functional blocks. And we have some pretty solid options here. But with that being said, this is not going to be a normal Minecraft build, I don't think. Looking at these options here, it looks like we got pretty much all the lights. We got all these tables. Anvils are gonna be nice. Campfires are gonna be nice. Composter, sure. Beehive and bee nests are also great blocks. Barrel, I can see myself using a lot. Same with bookshelf, lectern. Okay, so I've kind of got a bit of a color palette here going. I've got barrels, beehives. This isn't really the full color palette. It's just I've noticed there's a lot of brown blocks, so I want to see which of those I think could be useful. Is there a different way I could look at? Yes, see this cartography table here. If you look at the back of it, it's actually... Shut up, sheep. If you look at the back of this cartography table, it looks pretty much just like wood. I'm gonna kill you, sheep. But I do like the block selection we have with browns, so I think I'm gonna start with that. Okay, so I found a bit of an issue with the cartography table. You kind of can't change the orientation no matter what you do. So this front side here, it's always gonna have that blue, which is obviously not optimal, so I think I'm gonna have to change what block I'm using. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've made a layout for this house. It's kind of small. It's actually very small, but it's fine. I'm just gonna add more detail then. And I've also kind of got a palette here for the wall. So you got the beehives, this, and you just add the chiseled bookshelves, which is actually very nice. It goes along very nicely. I like the texture a lot too. And then the looms are kind of just like a bit of extra stuff on the side. This kind of looks like wooden boards, make it look like the house is kind of worn down, which I like the look of. So I'm gonna add that in this build here. Okay, so I've got the foundation of this house down. It's a little weird, you know. I'm not sure how I feel about the composters, but I do like the texturing of the rest of it. And then one thing I did notice is I don't have any doors or windows. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Actually, scaffolding makes for a pretty good window, I think. If I do not like that. I hate placing scaffolding. If I do something like that, that makes for a pretty convincing looking window. Now we want a door to go here, but I still don't really know what I'm gonna do for the door. That's gonna be I'll figure it out at some point. For now, I'm just gonna continue making the windows. Ooh. You don't see the inside of this. It's fine. You can barely see it. Okay, so windows are in place. This thing's already looking, you know, it's looking a little bit better. And what I can actually do is I can use ladders on the sides as sort of a shutters type of thing. Yeah, I do think that looks pretty good. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some anvils in front of the windows. Trust me, this is gonna work out in the end. These anvils are loud, wow. And now around the rest of the outside, I'm gonna place campfires and put them out. Yeah, and that's kind of like a little border around the edge there. And here we go. I mean, I'm starting to like the composters a little. I hate to say it, but the composters don't look half bad. And I am still looking for a solution for the door. Okay, I'll try to figure something out, but I'll just come back to that later, I guess. But first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another floor to this building, because right now, you know, it's cool and all, but it's gotta go higher up, you know? You know, I feel like I shouldn't keep these fires going. And there we go, that's a nice little border from the bottom floor to what's gonna be the top floor. But first things first, for this top, I think I want to... Actually, I'm gonna replace this first of all. I think I want to actually cut this part off from the rest of it and just do the top on this section here. Okay, awesome. So now we floored off that part. We could probably add some fences around there at some point, but I'll just keep it like this for now. We can do the detailing there later. And yeah, for this section, I definitely want there to be a bit more color because I'm only using a little bit of the blocks now. I mean, granted, there aren't many blocks here that I could really use. Wait, I had tinted glass the whole time? Okay, but I'm not gonna lie. I think the scaffolding looks better anyway. I'm gonna keep the scaffolding. Huh? Yeah, I guess there aren't really too many more colored blocks I could use. However, I think I'm gonna do one thing. I think I'm gonna replace the bottom of the windows with... you can't even really tell. If I replace the top of them too. Oh yeah, I like that. I like how that looks. Yeah, that's a nice pop of color there. By the way, in case you can't tell, I am using the Axiom mod to help me with this build because it's so convenient. Okay, that does bring in the issue of now this floor has that going on, but I think I'm gonna put something around there anyway that's gonna cover it up, so it should be fine. Yeah, I can just put some lecterns actually around like this. Ooh, that's a weird corner actually. I'll do this. And if we bring the lecterns around the edge here, that's like a railing type of thing. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, I think I have to do this because I'm going to be looking at it from this way more often. And yeah, that looks good from that way too, yeah. So I've got the lecterns there as a nice railing. Now, looking at these blocks, I don't really see much other color palettes I could use other than like gray. I could use the side of a furnace? We'll see. Maybe the side of the furnace, you know, maybe suspicious. I don't know. I'm just figuring stuff out right now. Well, it feels cheaty to use the infested stuff because that's just normal blocks. So I'm gonna try to avoid using them. I could also bring in some shulker boxes, but the issue with that is that if I go too far away, they'll go out of render distance, and you'll just see like holes in the thing. So I don't know how I feel about that. Guess I'll start by just building up this wall out of suspicious gravel. That's really all I have right now. Oh, this furnace texture is really clashing with this. We'll see how it looks. I'll show you when it's done. Oh, okay, no, this is just not working. I don't think we're gonna use the gray blocks. This is just, it's ugly. Okay, so I tried using jukeboxes, and that also looks quite hideous. I don't know what to do. There's not enough blocks, man. There's not enough blocks. Or I could also just like use the same the same palette I got going at the bottom. You know, that works too. I don't even really know what I'm doing anymore. I mean, it looks fine. Oh, we need the door. Ah! Okay, so I've kind of replicated the same thing I did on the bottom, on the top again. It is exactly the same size. Oh, I forgot to add the ladders. Wait, never mind. Okay, now I've got it all pretty much replicated. I wasn't able to add the anvils, unfortunately, because I don't really have any room, but I don't really need them at the top. But the build is looking pretty cool, I think. So far, maybe? I don't really know. And I still need to figure out that dang door. You can't give shields to armor stands? Oh my god, I was gonna like put an armor stand here, you know, give it a shield, maybe, and then have the shield look like a door. Wait, I just thought of an idea. Oh my god, I'm so smart. Okay, so we're gonna give this a border. We're gonna give it. I need to figure out how to do this actually. I didn't really think this over. I don't really know how to use banner patterns very well. I mean, that looks like a door, right? I think that looks like a door, and I think honestly this is the best I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna go with it. That's my door. You can walk through it and everything. Look, I need to stop flying. I can walk through it. Yeah, it's a door. And dyes aren't in the functional block section, but it's not a block, so I think I'm allowed to do it. And looms are in the functional blocks, so I think this is allowed. Okay, now I need to make this entrance look a bit more like an entrance. I mean, this is just a flat wall with a door. Gotta have something there. You know, I'm kind of just experimenting at this point. This doesn't look terrible. It just is so jarring compared to the rest of the build. I would have to add more gray highlights, which honestly, I could add more gray. You know what? I'm gonna add more gray highlights. I'm kind of like scatterbrained right now, but that looks pretty good. I kind of like that. It's a nice little thing to keep it so that it's not all brown. I mean, it's still like mostly brown, but you get the point. And I think I'm just gonna keep that on the bottom floor of the house, just because it's kind of like it looks more like a support thing, and I think it would look better just on the bottom. I think it's on the top, it'll look too bulky up there. And then on top of your, oop, I didn't mean that. On top of the door, we can just have some hanging signs like that. That looks pretty alright. And then we can do, on top of that, we could do, I need a shovel. We can do the campfire thing again. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I like that entranceway. I think this build's looking, I mean, not what I'd normally build, but it's looking unique. It looks like a building. I think it's fine. And we can once again use the old lectern trick to cover up the barrels and beehives and looms and all that stuff. And there we go, that's a pretty nice looking house, I'd say. And now it's time to go through my amazing front door. This front door is one of the front doors of all time, and interior, what's that? You know, I'm just gonna show you all a time lapse of the whole thing. Like and subscribe. There's no such thing as an interior. What's that? I don't know what that is. Like and subscribe. Here's a time lapse.